So, folks, we have to talk about Donald Trump's cratering numbers because, frankly, they're real bad. Like, like end era George W. Bush bad, and it's actually incredible here. Here's Trump's newest numbers from CNN.
All approval rating now stands at just 34%, and that matches his career low following the January 6th insurrection.
He's literally at the low of approval he had when he tried to do an insurrection against the United States government. Anyway, 34% is crazy low, but it actually gets so much worse. It actually gets so much worse than this. Okay? And I want to show you guys this 39-second long clip, also from CNN. Check this out.
Into your point about polarization, how is his standing among Republicans in his own party?
Another record in our poll, and not the kind that Donald Trump is going to tout. It is a numeric low among Republicans. 78% approve of the job that Donald Trump is doing now. Obviously, 78% is a high number, but Donald Trump, as you know, the command and control he has over the Republican Party, his number has never been as low as 78% among his fellow partisans. I'm not suggesting the party is all of a sudden going to flee him, but I am suggesting we are seeing erosion among his very party faithful inside the GOP.
Guys, this is the worst possible news for Donald Trump. This is the worst possible news for him. Like, I know that 78, I know a lot of people are like, but that's still way too high. But this is the numbers of his approval inside of his cult. And like, when you're starting to see him tick below 80%, that is, well, let me put it this way. People were basically saying, well, he can never drop below like 35%. He can never drop below 35, 33%, maybe 30%. But if he's actually losing support among Republicans at this point to an all-time low for him, there is no floor. There is no depth to which his approval number is incapable of sinking, right? And you can say all you want, like, oh, no, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. But it does. It really, really does. Americans rewire their grocery shopping routines while digesting the biggest price jump in 50 years. This guy ran on bringing down your costs and instead gave you the biggest increases to your grocery bill in our modern history. Look at that. Prices have gone up 40 goddamn percent. You aren't imagining it that you are suddenly paying exponentially more when you're going to the supermarket. That's not imagined. And that's not something that your average American can just absorb and like not pay attention to. So one of the things that is happening here is what we've talked about a little bit. It's the let them eat racism. And like, turns out you can't eat racism. It does not matter how racist your base is. That grocery bill is still the bill. They can't be like, well, I'll trade, you know, if I give you like 5 N-words, will you like drop the prices for me? And it's like, no, actually, that's not how that works. You need actual goddamn money in your pocket. That's kind of where this whole experiment from Donald Trump and MAGA and the Republican Party ends, right? Which is, at a certain point, reality is a son of a bitch. And we're kind of hitting up where the rubber meets the road here. I mean, it is also pretty funny that in situations where Donald Trump has to or is endorsing different Republican candidates, MAGA's racism in those circumstances is actually overriding their cult mentality. What I mean by this here is this story passed my feed earlier today, which was insane. Surprise! Trump endorsement derailed by MAGA racism. Now, all of this is about his endorsement of a man, Amir Hassan. And if you think, Amir Hassan sounds like not a white guy, you'd be correct. And, well, it turns out the Christian nationalist base is really, really, really fucking racist and really, really, really fucking angry that a guy named Amir Hassan has the endorsement of Donald Trump. And they are all very angry with Donald Trump about this. Here are a couple of their comments. No way. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul? No political gain is worth insulting our Christian faith. No Muslims in America. No Muslims in office. Another Truth Social supporter said, what has happened to you? Have you lost your mind? Endorsing Muslim candidates? Don't we have enough of them in government already? You are not the man I voted for 3 times. You have no wisdom whatsoever where Islam is concerned. You are arming people or wanting to arm people, Turkey, that hate us, and Israel, that someday will come for us. Honestly? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Why? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Do you think there are already too many foreigners in Congress? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Don't you think enough is enough at this point? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Like, they're really fucking pissed off about this. And it's worth noting Amir Hassan is a Christian. They're just racist. And I just think that, like, well, this isn't really, like, you can't eat that. You can't eat this hatred. So you have rising costs, you have people increasingly, because Donald Trump isn't ideologically connected to anything, really, other than his own proclivities, like, people who are becoming disillusioned with him on the far right, and then you also have people who are like, wait a minute, he ran on making my bills cheaper, and all of them have gone up. Uh-oh. Like, this is why his base is eroding. This is not sustainable for an attempt at a 3rd term. And frankly, it doesn't bode well for anyone trying to run off of this guy's record. So anyway, I just think that this is all fascinating as hell. It does indicate one thing to me quite clearly, and that is, I don't think we've found the bottom of Donald Trump's support. I thought that this was the bottom, but the fact that he's gone below that is very interesting. Because if you start seeing it drop below 30%, you start seeing crazy shit happen, right? You start seeing Republicans out of pure self-interest flipping on Donald Trump. Like, it is gonna take that to start dipping below 30%. And that's when you're going to start seeing people, Republicans in purple states, starting to try and distance themselves in seriousness. And if it drops like below 25%, which is not altogether impossible at this point, he's in really big trouble. And honestly, that's just the best news that we could possibly ask for. Let's keep aiming lower and lower, folks. Lower and lower goes MAGA. All that being said, folks, if you got anything out of this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about his approval ratings in the comments. And, folks, like, genuinely, if it goes below 25%, we're, like, in the Republican Party just, like, dissolves into infighting. Best possible scenario. Anyway, get organized, because the best time to take advantage of Republicans doing infighting is literally right now. We need to get organized. We need to take advantage of the window of opportunity afforded to us. Check out ImogeneOlivia.com. Gender euphoric lingerie designed from the ground up for trans femmes, tested with cis men, cis women, non-binary folks, trans men. It is comfortable, sexy, non-tucking lingerie. Go check it out. New color, 2 new sizes, full restock. Go check it out, ImogeneOlivia.com. And link down in the doobly-doo. Let's keep on going.
Riverboat deck is going to town. All the viewers gather round. Twitch and YouTube is where she streams. All that content is bursting the scenes. Politics, gaming, and plenty more. Her sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jackson.